Chapter 4, Moon and Fate. The final chapter in the story of the Legend of Dragoon. Quite a number of bombshells have been dropped! As it turns out, the man leading Lloyd was in fact Zeeg, Dart's father and Rose's fiancé from 11,000 years ago. And apparently he wants to fuse Shauna, who was the obvious Moonchild, with the moon, basically a gigantic embryo, to construct some sort of unholy abomination that will eradicate all life everywhere. Because he's kind of a psychopath! Anyway, how are we gonna fix this problem? I'm totally beaten. We came all this way and we can't go back. Well, we totally could, it just wouldn't be advised. Yes, we did. Insightful. No need to return. The city of Wingley's, Rose said, is just over there. What was it called? The Lara? I hope we can find out what we should do there. I hope so too. Well, anything's better than mindlessly wandering throughout the desert. Yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, also Rose is the black monster. That was also a thing we learned, so that's a bit of a bummer. Anywho, so we gotta get to this city of the Wingleys that apparently Rose mentioned off screen. And basically what you're seeing here is a giant cave system. Who could imagine there's such a place under the ground of the desert? It must be a cavity created when the water dried up. The world is going on without knowing anything. Without knowing until the end. I wonder if this little world has experienced an end like that. It's not determined yet that our world will end. We're gonna try and do something about it, Albert. Don't be a negative Nancy. That's true. We are still here. And we are pretty much the only hope in the world of preventing pure global genocide. Anyway, the thing about this place is, there's a bunch of, I don't know, like sand whirlpools. I'm not entirely sure what you could call them. I guess you could just say quicksand, even though that's not really what it is. And it kind of plops you down inside this place if you end up falling into one. The goal is to get across the entirety of the desert without falling into any of the sand pools. Will I manage to succeed in that endeavor? Quite honestly, probably not. I mean, if you fall in very specific holes, then you'll be able to get some items and the like, but nothing, you know, groundbreaking or really all that interesting to have! Alright, so, at the very least, I have demonstrated how this is going to work. Alright, Dart lands on his butt and gets dumped on by sand. Okay, that was just a little rude. Thanks a lot, nature. As if the world has not been cruel to Dart enough quite yet. Holy hell. Okay, so let's get through this thing. Luckily, there are no random encounters inside this desert. There are various just like dragonflies and sand eels and cactuses and the like that are going to try and kill you. Just try to avoid them. Although, I would like to actually fight at least one of these things, because, my goodness gracious, they are creepy looking. Like, straight up, 1-to-1. It is a freaking graboid from Tremors. Look at that thing! It is a beached beluga whale. I don't even know what to do with that nonsense. Also, spiky beetles. Okay, that was, the unsuccessful punk rock tribute band to the Beatles. Yes, okay. Haha! Yep. Screwed it up. Out of shape. Out of rust. I'm all full of the rust. The ring rust. Alright. And it's probably a good thing that I'm wailing on these dudes. Although there won't actually be a grand lot of fighting for us in the future. We're pretty much going to be focusing mostly on story and character arc resolution. Still, you should still be fully prepared for battle, though, because they're still going to be sprinkled in without, of course. It ain't an RPG if you're not fighting monsters you realistically shouldn't be able to kill! Anyway, alright, so we go around the sand vortex there. Now it's over there. The vortexes will, in fact, try to pull you into them. Do not let them do this to you. It is a trick and a ruse, and it will not end well for anybody. Okay, now that the sand vortex thingy is gone, we can go back the road we were going, keep going this way, and eventually, if our aim is true, we should get to where we're trying to get. Not today, gravity. Good times. Alright, it appears that I can't do anything about this. Fantastic, and I can't carry any more items, so why would I even come over here? Alright, so I made a wrong turn at Albuquerque. It happens to the best of us. Mostly Bugs Bunny. But doesn't stop it from being other people. Generally people paying tribute to Bugs Bunny. Generally. But, you know, that's besides the point. We just took a wrong turn. It is a desert. I have a history of getting lost in these things. As everyone knows. It seems like whenever a desert is put into a video game, it's meant to be like this never-ending abyss of awfulness that you just really wish would stop happening. Either way, that is part 1 of the equation complete. However, there is much more desert to cross. Oh boy, we just need to not mess up. Well, okay, see, that's messing up. I don't want to do that. Okay, sand eels, and dragonflies, and cacti all over the dang place. All of the things you would expect from a desert. There we go. This is what I was looking for. Water! Aw, she's so happy. You're what's keeping this thing from being very depressing. It's refreshing. Indeed. Oh, she just sticks her head in there. Oh my goodness, that is cute. Here, no monster. We can rest now. What will the Winglies and Alara know? I don't know. They should know the way we, or at least I, should take, so there's no need for you to come. Are you still saying that? Don't you understand it's no longer a problem for you alone? You just found it out a couple of days ago, and now you think you can judge me? It's not as easy as pursuing one Wingly. Boom! Ho! You say it was easy? Don't be so conceited! Stop it! It won't lead us anywhere. Bros, nobody can understand the weight of fate you have carried, but we can at least lighten the burden for you. That's why we're going with you. If you have the strength to argue, we can go on. And go on we shall. And if friggin' Dart of all of the people on the team are willing to work beside you, you really should just shut up and accept it as the way things are going. There's no other way, is there? That's what I thought. Anyway, let's drink some friggin' water! Yeah! And full health. I don't even know if I was lacking in health before, but we certainly aren't now. Oh boy. Okay, back into the desert once more. Avoid the creatures. Make as many turns as you possibly can. If you see a sandy vortex thing, try to avoid it as you do. Because you don't want to get swallowed up by that stuff, because it's just going to send you all the way back, and you don't want to deal with that. Trust me, you just don't. Alright, get out of here, you no good sand eels. I'm far too powerful to waste my time just fighting you guys all the time. Oh boy, here we go again. Oh, no! Okay, bummer. Huge bummer. And plop. Goody goody. We've made it over here now. Ain't that a pile of fun? At least we got out of the way before the sand fell on our heads. Because nature is a jerk like that. Alright, fine. Luckily, that little oasis counted as something of a midway point, I guess. Alright. Well, ultimately, I went the wrong way anyway, because there were 2 sand vortexes side by side. You can't get through that. Trust me, I've tried. It is an exercise in futility. So, instead, let's go to the right. That way is probably the way we want to go. Alright. I remember spending far more time than I would like to admit in this place way back in the day when I first played this game. Nope, not this day, good sir. Not today. Not today, nature. Okay. Back off with that nonsense. Alright, we've got rock formations and more vortexes of awfulness. No! I will not submit to the forces of Mother Nature. I thought you strong. Alright, in fact, I think I actually might have made it to where I'm trying to go, maybe? I did! Huzzah! More water! Completely pointless. Doesn't matter. We're in a desert. Water is important. Gotta stay hydrated. Nectar of the gods, the narrator in King's Quest might say. Anyway. More desert! Yay! It's just what I always wanted. No! Dang it all! Dang it all to hell! We barely... From this perspective, it makes it look like we've made no progress whatsoever. Damn you, nature! Ugh, the worst! The worst. Alright, moving on. Come on, Dart. Come on, Dart. It's no big deal. Just gotta get through this desert. get to a city of Winglies, they're gonna drop all sorts of knowledge on us, and then we're gonna go off and we're gonna go murder your dad who you thought died. Okay, when you say it like that, it sounds really bad, but trust me, it's not that bad. I don't know how, I gotta be honest, I have no way to really sugarcoat this. It's kind of a messed up situation all around. Poor Dart. To think where all this started. He was just sitting alone in a forest, kind of hoping that the war that was going around in his continent was all like, you know, was just gonna stop. Then he got attacked by a dragon. And that, you know, honestly, things were so much more simple and clear-cut back then. But then we got hit with an RPG stick, and everything started to get a little bit more convoluted as time went by. And now we have to stop, you know, your long-since-thought dead father from eradicating all life on the planet by, you know, merging a physical embodiment of holy power with the moon to create a gigantic fetal baby that's going to murder everything. These are the things that are going on right now. And you just learned that one of your longest-running companions is, in fact, the very monster that murdered your family to begin with. Or at least your mom, because, you know, your dad's alive. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Alright, so we can't go that way, and we definitely can't go that way, as we've learned. So this way must be the only way we can go. My goodness. Alright, now this way, huh? Not today, sand eels. Whenever I see, like, sand whale creatures, I think of that episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog about that whale that wanted his accordion back. That show is weird, but I think that helped me remember it so fondly. Yeah, but it did give me a fair share of nightmares. Anyway, we made it out of the desert! Yay! Progress and stuff. Oh, now we're back. I forgot. We have to go on the world map where the music has changed yet again. Alright, the spring breath town of Ular, where a bunch of Winglies live that apparently Rose is just privy to. Ain't that fancy? There we go. Loading screens. Even if an adventurer is lucky enough to make it through the death frontier, nobody can proceed from here. Time was stopped for me 11,000 years ago when the spell of this choker. And this is the only way to see Ulara, the Spring Breath Town. But where is it? Yeah, that's a pretty good question. The only thing here is an endless desert. No, it's not, Hashel. I sense it. I sense people's feelings. Over there. That's something Winglies can do, apparently. Who knew? Maru is an empath. Either way... Necklace magic, go! Ta-da! Now, we could walk there, but why do that when we have a teleporter? We can fly over there with this strange glowing green object. Are you afraid? I think you are. Maybe. Oh, Rose. We're standing by you. I know. Let's go! Everybody, quick! Get into my body so that we may transport as one! Whoosh! And this place is significantly more pleasant than the harsh desert that we were just running around in. Sup? Welcome to Ulara, the Spring Breath Town. I am the god of the teleporting device, Karen. I'm a good friend of Rose's. Long time no see. Long time? Rose, you're starting to regain a sense of time, aren't you? Maybe. No, not only that, you've recovered a lot of other things, too. Are you the person who stopped time for Rose? Nay, it was Charlie Thama. She is the person we have to meet now. Ah, Melbu Thama's apparent sister. You know, the guy who led the Winglies in the Dragon campaign. Rose has been carrying the fate of the world all alone while shedding tears of blood. Oh, that's unfortunate. You might want to get that looked at. Can you go with Rose? Oh, like we have a choice. Karen, stop it. I don't need to force them. I've already settled things with the Black Monster. The only thing left is that I have to complete this journey with my companions. And if you understand that, I have nothing to say. Well, except for some other stuff, but, you know, we'll get to that when we get to that. Alright, into the magical Wingly Town! Or I guess just these Winglies have just been hanging out here for thousands and thousands of years? I don't quite understand that. It seems like a weird place. And for the life of me, I think maybe there's a grand total of like 7 or 8 people who live here. It's very confusing. Anyway, this isn't where I wanted to go at all. I have been lied to. That's the relaxation zone, or whatever it likes to call itself. Point is, ain't useful to us right now. We gotta go somewhere else. You, what's the biz? The water flowing down there is created by magic. Magic does bring happiness to the world, unless you use it in the wrong way. Much like literally everything on the planet, you could probably say. That makes magic not special in the slightest. Good job, random Wingly NPC. Alright, we got a savey thing, and whoop, heyo, what's up? Roses? I think Shauna would be happy to see them. It makes me relieved. I didn't know you liked flowers, Miranda. And I guess there is some woman in you. Oh! Dingle-dang! Don't misread me. Roses make me puke. They're just flashy. They don't have any kindness in them. Do you know why roses have thorns? It's to bring out their own red using the blood of the people they hurt. They'll do anything for their own happiness. Miranda, are you okay? That was a kind of bizarre outburst. Either way, Stardust! Whoop, whoop, whoop! That's what we came here for, but I came here for Stardust, and instead I apparently unearthed deeply repressed memories from Miranda that made her very upset. Woo, boy! Alright, well, that was not my intent. Terribly sorry. Anyway, to the weapons shop. Where we will go over here and... Da-da-da-da! More Stardust! It's a mackerel! Alright, yo! These are filled with magic power. What kind of magic power? The good kind or the bad kind? Let's see. Fairy sword. Wow, that's an absolutely garbage weapon. I ain't want none of that, but okay. The arrow of force, we'll give you that. We'll give you the thunder fist. Let's see. Is the magical greaves any good for anybody? Nope, not even slightly. Alright. You were marginally helpful to Miranda and Hachelle, I guess. It's something. I really just came here for the Stardust. I don't much care for the weapons there, but, you know, we got them that it's nice to have them. Either way, that takes care of the 2 Stardust in that location. Ain't gotta worry about nothing, which means there's only 1 left in this town. Get out of the way, you weirdo. And after that, we can just focus on the story. Because, by Jove, we've got 47 out of 50. Soon it will be 48 out of 50. Miata, where's Charlie? You're wondering because she would normally be taking care of these babies, right? Those piranha plants? Charlie is preparing herself because, well, the things we didn't tell you about, right? Zeke told you them, so it must be about the moon signet. Tell me what you know! The signet is the signet sphere. Backs up slowly. The signet sphere is a sealing device that was created to be the last barrier, just in case the Moonchild reached the moon that never sets. Even my mistake was in your plan. You are really scary people. Even more scary is Zieg. He's trying to destroy the signet sphere, using the divine moon objects. Wait a minute. You made the signet sphere just because you were afraid of the birth of the god of destruction. Why did you make tools that can destroy the signet? Ask Charlie. It was decided between the siblings. I will. Thank you for the input there, Rose. Anyway, sup, Chopper? I'm gonna need you to... Ta-da! Pulled a Stardust right out of that plant's mouth. And it only cost me 2 fingers. Yep, that's 48. There's only 2 pieces left. Oh my goodness gracious! We're so close to that optional boss fight that I'm literally terrified that I won't be able to beat it. Woo! We're gonna give it a shot, though. And that's still a little ways away. Still gotta get those last pieces. Alright, this should be the residence of one Charlie Farmer. And her extraordinarily delightful house. She's like an old-timey granny. Oh, Rosie, darling, I've been waiting for you. She's like, seriously, like, hardcore grandma stylings. I don't need your greetings. You know what I want to ask you. Oh, you are scary. But before that, can you introduce me to the son of dear Ziggy? Ziggy? The comic book character? This is Dart. Hi. Doesn't he look just like our Ziggy? But Rosie, honey, it's complicated. You have to fight with the son of someone who used to be your significant other. And furthermore, the enemy is the significant other. Do you want me to give you a... It's like, wow. Could you not dish this stuff out? I think she's aware. Sorry, honey. Ooh, she's sassy. But I'm really concerned, so I'm intentionally making it happy and delightful so that you won't be depressed. Aww, she's trying so hard. You've never changed. Charlie, if you know, please tell us. Where should we go? Because we have no idea. Really? You have the same eyes as Ziggy. I know. I've been waiting for you in order to tell you everything. Now, what would you like me to tell you? Everything. I guess we could start from the top. About the Signet Sphere, you know, the thing that's the last bar of hope we have. Ziggy is trying to break the signet of the moon that never sets with the magic power of the divine moon objects. That signet is the Signet Sphere. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you about this. I have to apologize. I missed the Moonchild, Shauna. But you still have time. The signet of the moon that never sets is not broken yet. Where are the remaining signets? In the past, they were placed in 5 cities, but there are only 3 left. That's why they need the same number of divine moon objects. Yep. What happened to the other 2? Well, one was destroyed in the royal capital Cadessa during the Dragon campaign. Mass war tends to blow up a lot of stuff. And the other was lost when the divine dragon assaulted the Crystal Palace. Oh, right, that giant glowing thingamabobber. Huh, yeah, the dragon did destroy that. Does this mean without the divine moon objects, the Signet Sphere can be destroyed? The divine moon objects are just tools that conceal vast amounts of magic power, that's all. So in order to destroy the Signet Sphere, having the same amount of magic power as the divine moon objects is sufficient. So they're more of a helpful tool rather than a key. You know, I mean, you don't need them, but it helps. My dad knew about this and made Lloyd collect them. It doesn't seem like him. It's so indirect. Plus, something is strange. I wonder how Zeke knows about the Signet Sphere. Not only that, he knew that Shauna is the Moonchild. Well, to be fair, that was glaringly obvious ever since we stepped foot on that ghost boat. But, you know. Along with you being the Black Monster. But, you know, I had to hold some information back. About that. Yeah, tell us about that moon that's apparently an embryo. About the moon that never sets. Or the embryo, as I probably should just call it. It's the 108th fruit that the divine tree dropped. It was conceived with the god of destruction that ends the world. That's why we separated it into its soul and flesh and sealed them away. We didn't really have any intention of dying, you see. My baby brother, Melbu, sealed the soul, which was the source of magic power in the Crystal Sphere, but when he fought with Zieg, it was broken, which is unfortunate. Then the soul escaped from the Crystal Sphere and started to transmigrate into a human body. Since then, it's been called the Moonchild. What is left in the sky is the moon that never sets. When the Moonchild goes back to the moon that never sets, the Virage embryo, the god of destruction, will be born. So we needed our Rosie here to take on an important task. Brutally murder everybody who could possibly be the Moonchild and everybody who was associated with said Moonchild. Kinda messed up. Really probably should have thought that more out. But, yeah, please understand her. Yeah, we're trying to put that behind us and not think about it anymore. Anyway, what's the deal with Zieg? Tell me about my father. I kind of barely knew him. You are concerned, aren't you? Why does he have to destroy the world? Sorry, but that's one thing that I don't understand. But he was unmistakably Zieg. I can't really vouch for that. I didn't know the guy. Zieg was the fiancé of Rose. They crossed both swords and love. Just looking at them made me feel embarrassed. Stop right there! I want to talk alone with Zieg about our memories. I agree. I really don't need to hear any of this. Please stop talking. Why do you have items that would break the thing that's supposed to save everybody? Why did you make the divine moon objects that can break the Signet Sphere? That's right. If you were not planning to allow the Virage embryo to be born, you wouldn't need them. I didn't want to, but my baby brother Melbu insisted. That is not an explanation, Charlie. Oh, well, you are so uptight. But okay, I'll explain it to you. I told you that we sealed the soul of the Virage embryo in the crystal sphere, right? It's in order to draw lots of magical power and rule over other creatures. I wanted to make him stop being a dictator, because even though we have different appearances, our capabilities, we are the same. We should be able to live together on good terms. And that's why I created the Signet Sphere in order to weaken the magic power of the Crystal Sphere. Rose, without telling you that. The 5 signets that protected the moon that never sets resonated the magic power that flows from there. My operation was a big success, I thought. But Melbu found out about it and created the Divine Moon objects. I guess he was prepared so that he could destroy the signets anytime he wanted to. Bummer. Huh, I get it. Well, that's good. And, right, so where exactly are these things that we kind of need to protect to keep everyone from dying? Where are the rest of the Signet Spheres? That's right, that is the most important information for you, isn't it? Yeah, we probably should have started with that. Because Zeeg has the Divine Moon objects, and he can break the signets anytime. Yes, thank you for stating that. Listen carefully. The rest of the 3 Signet Spheres are located in the ancient cities. The names of the cities are the Magical City Aglis, Law City Xenabados, and Death City Mayfill. Those cities are still alive? Depends on how you define living. I mean, one of them is the Death City. It's surprising, isn't it? Of course, they were badly damaged during the war. And if by badly damaged you mean, like, one of them was sunk into the bottom of the ocean, sure. How do we get there? Go to Rogue. Or, yeah, I think it's Rogue. Then your way will open. You said Rogue? It's my hometown! Huh, convenient. See? It is already open, isn't it? Well, it'll be night soon. Why don't you go look around until tomorrow morning? I mean, we could go now. I mean, it is kind of a time of the essence. It's just, I know Zeeg's just one dude, but he's proven to be pretty resourceful. I imagine he could probably get to those places pretty quick. But hey, what do I know? Oh, Dot, darling, are you going outside? Everybody left a little while ago. We must reassemble the team! Team Action Force Delta Party, go!